We could just start now, and then when you get your notepad, we can go from there. So how long have you been BC now?
I'm not BC yet. That's the thing.
I mean, sorry. How long have you been on ICA?
I've been on ICA since my second week, so about 6 months.
6 months ICA. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it had been at least like 7, 8 months, something like that. Because I think you were just getting ICA when I was over there.
Yeah, it was something like that. I was fresh still.
Somewhere in there. Okay, cool. So, and then you said you got a team of 6 people.
Well, actually, it's gone down. One of the guys is gone. Probably the right decision. So now there's just the 5 of us.
5 of you guys. Okay, dude, that's not bad. Like, dude, you're starting out really good. Like, I started. So look, when I started, just a quick like back one on me. So while you're driving, anyway, just listen. So when I didn't make a decision. I didn't make a decision to start taking it seriously and hit the BC until January, like right around New Year's. So like December 28, we were on holiday mode, and then December 28, I'd say, and then I hit BC 2 weeks ago. So that would have been March 14th or something. So effectively, I went from January, February, and then right at the beginning of March, like I hit it. So, that's like 2 months, and really.
You say beginning of March, you mean the last year or this year?
Like this year.
This year, right, yeah. So
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah. So very recently, dude. So, and I started out with one person on my team, and this is going to lead me into what I wanted to bring up with you. So, like the one person I had on my team, she had been on my team from like last year, the early days, on my team for about 8 months. It was just me, it was her, and it really starts with the decision, right? So like with her, she was my oldest ICA. So that, like, my next question to you is, who do you have on your team that's just been there the longest? Who is like your general?
I don't know. I'm not sure if he has. Oh no, he's probably actually has been there the longest. There's a guy called Calvin, and he's an absolute gun.
Yeah.
He's still a bit young, but he's got a ripper work ethic.
Yeah.
And he's good at sales. He works honestly super hard. Does everything in the business. So he's definitely the general.
Okay. And how long has he been there?
He has been there, I'd say 2 months, maybe 3 now. 2 months probably.
Okay, Calvin, 2 months, 3 months. Okay, dude, that's awesome. So you have someone on your team that can kind of help lead the troops. Who's serious. And would you say that he has mind to go to BC?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so there you go. Okay, so that's what I wanted to bring up first. So first you need to identify, like, you need to have a number 2. Okay, so my girl Gemma, she'd been with me 7, 8 months when I started. You know what? I'm gonna go all in on the BC thing. I'm gonna take it seriously. So the first person I turned to is like Gemma. First of all, like for me, I had to apologize to her that I wasn't taking this seriously, because if I build a team that can support network her team, and then it just trickles down and it expands and it perpetuates into this big system. So really, it was me going to her saying, look, I'm assuming all you guys are in a WhatsApp group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me about that. How often do you guys use that?
Sorry?
How often do you guys use that?
To be honest, I was also kind of slack with that for a while.
Yeah, I understand. And it's not an easy thing to use because it could be too many WhatsApp groups can be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it going now pretty well, to be honest. Daily, there's always a few messages at least per day. I have like daily goals and stuff.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
On that front, it's going pretty well.
Awesome. So that's going to be a huge caveat for you. You're going to have to use that, like, going forward. You're going to have to implement, like, whoever your marketing director is over there, right? Just kind of for the beginning, just echo kind of what he's saying. Notice how they do it. Just put general info, private tips and advice in that, but use that. But like, firstly, I want to say this, man. Like, you have to make a decision that you're going to get all your team, and it's going to trickle down through Calvin. So he's your number 2. You're going to use him to back you. So you need somebody, every time you put something, you need to have a one-on-one with Calvin and be like, look, dude, I want to get to BC, and then I want to work on building your team. I want to get you to BC. I need you to back me in the WhatsApp group. If you post something, he needs to be somebody who's echoing you. He needs to be the echo of what you're saying.
All right. He's already doing pretty fucking well at
Awesome. So
I haven't even told him about it.
he's switched on. He knows what the deal is. You need to keep him switched on with that. And then secondly, like, so you have to have that conversation with your team. Period, dude. You have to do it. I know it seems weird and it seems a little self-centered and it's a little awkward to imagine yourself telling these other people who probably don't. You think in your mind that they don't give a shit about you getting BC because why does that benefit me? Okay, I had the exact same problem, and everybody who went from ICA and made a serious decision to get to BC had to face the exact same thing. So here's what you got to do. Okay, there is no nice and dandy way to do it, but what you have to do is you have to just send a message through in that group. You need to make sure everyone's reading it. And basically, you just need to tell them, look, I've been ICA for 6-7 months. We got 5 of you guys on the team. And look, I want to get this BC thing, okay? And you just tell them, I've been working very hard for it. I'm serious. I'm committed to you guys. I want to make this, like, because here's the reason why. If you want, like, you have to get your team all reaching for the same thing. Otherwise, what are they doing, dude? Like, what are they hanging on to? Right? Apple, Microsoft, any big corporation, anyone you look at, they all have a goal, and the culture has to, like, they all have to contribute into this one goal that they're all going to. Otherwise, people are just aimlessly showing up every day with nothing, right? So, and like, you know your team, you know how people are. You've seen enough turnover to know that, like, if people don't have a reason, if they don't like the culture, if they don't have a reason for showing up, that's deeper than just like making the money. When the hard days come, what are they pushing for? Like, what is it, you know? So when you start doing that, and you'll find, dude, like, you'll be very surprised. I promise you, Calvin will back you, but you'll also find, like, the people who have been there, 3 weeks, 1 month, like, they don't want to see you not succeed, They I promise you, when you put it in their minds, like, hey, I want to get this, let's do this, let's build a team, you'll find that people want to be a part of something, number one. Number two, people want to work harder, and people will work harder for other people. I don't know why that is. That's just human nature. People want to attach themselves to something bigger than themselves, and they're also more willing to work harder for other people, but not themselves, right? People don't want to hold themselves accountable, so they say, you know what, I'll just account myself to somebody else. So you need to have that conversation with your team. And I would look, because you're in the middle of the week now, this is something you're going to have to do on the weekend. I would do it on a Sunday. I would do a check-in. You should be calling your team every day, okay? Like recapping. And then on the weekend, Sundays, when you need to get all your team together, you need to set targets on Sunday going into Monday for each individual member. And then when you call them up, just tell them, look, I'm going to post something in the group tonight around 7, 8 o'clock. I just want you to have a read on it, okay? Don't tell them what it's about. Just be like, just say, look, it's important. I need you to read it over, okay? And just keep your eyes out for it. And then that's 7 to 8 o'clock Sunday after you've spoken to everyone, you've touched base with everyone, you've set their goals up for the week, you've recapped the last week, okay? Put that message in there. Tell them why you want to do it, okay? And then here's the second thing you're going to put in that message, all right? The second thing you need to put in there is, like, in that same block message, you need to put, how does this benefit you, all right? Because people are going to want to know that, okay? So here's a few points I used, okay? Number one, you get a qualified leader, all right? Because I'm sure you got a lot of BCs in the office. How many do you have down there?
In the evolution office at the moment, there's just 2.
There's just 2. Perfect, man. Okay. And look, you need more BCs. Like, the company, the directors there, BCs are very important. You need that middle management, okay? So you're going to put qualified leader. At the moment, guys, there's only 2 BCs. I want to be the third, and I want our team to be on the map at this company, and I want our team to start to develop its own sense of culture. So number 2, I want to start to develop a sense of culture, and I want you guys to have pride. Number 3, there's going to be a pride in our team and in our brand. And then number 4, look, there's going to be team incentives for us. Number 5, there's going to be more time to set aside because I'm going to be going to BC. That's going to give me more time. I don't have to focus on, like, you don't need to go so elaborating into all these things. Just you can bullet point them. Sense of culture, pride in team incentives, more time to set aside for a support system. So you'll be free yourself. You won't have to worry so much about you going out there every day making sales because you'll be getting money now based off how they're doing. Like, in the beginning, you're still going to have to do sales, but as your team starts to get it, you won't have to stress so much about making sales. Like, if you do 15 to 20 a week, you're still going to hit $1,000, and then you're going to get all your team incentives as well from what they do. So for you, you're going to have more time to set aside for them to help them, okay? And then the last one is, like, experience, and this is especially going to resonate with Calvin and those other ICAs that are a little more senior. So another bullet point, put down experience and then elaborate a little bit. It's going to be a roadmap for other guys like Calvin, like your other ICAs that are looking to go up into BC, advance up. You're going to have a proven track system in your chain of command where you went from IC, ICA, BC. So now you can now provide that insight and that help to other people. You have a bigger and stronger support network now. Okay. So the other thing is this, like, it creates opportunity for everyone on your team to take on leadership roles. All right, so for those guys that really are like they're new, but they're looking to kind of find some way to kind of take on a little bit of responsibility. They want to step in, but they can't really do it in the main chat because nobody really knows them and they're a little uncomfortable. Your own little micro team in that company and your own little culture, your own little brand. You're gonna have your own little network there, and that's gonna enable the people who the younger, the newer guys. That's gonna enable them to step up. Like Calvin would be the perfect one for this. That's gonna allow him to step up. You could run him. You could tell him to set setups on Sunday instead of you doing it. Like just little responsibilities for people to take them. And that's going to really be a huge thing so that by the time they're comfortable enough from an ICA to go into the BC, they have some experience under their belt to start really putting their voice out there and putting their opinion out there in the main company, right? So in the main chat and all of that. And that's going to really help you, all right? So like that's the message I would put in. Okay, you need to talk to Calvin, call everyone up on Sunday because you don't want to do this in the middle of the week. You want to do this on a Monday, going in fresh over the weekend, and then just prep them. Sunday, guys, I'm putting in a chat. List all those things I told you in there. But like you have to get everyone on board. Okay, like if you don't, everyone's just gonna show up. No one's gonna care, and then it's also gonna push people to work extra days. Like my guys, dude, I had two of my guys. I was about 8 sales away on a Friday, okay, and the Saturday I was working obviously because I wanted to hit it the last week of my BC criteria. I was like 8 sales away. I had one of my ICAs. He purely just because he knew it. Like everybody was backing me. They were all like, "How many?" Every day they were like, "How far off are we? How far off are we? How close are we?" Monday through Friday on the second week, and I kept putting in the final scores. I'm like, "Guys, we're 30 sales away. Guys, we're at 20 sales away. Guys, we're 16 sales away." And then one of my guys was like, "You know what? I'll cancel something I had to do and I'll work Saturday with you." And that ended up making the difference. We peaked over my BC by 1 sale. All right. So like when you get people involved in something and it gets them pumping and motivated, like if you got to put in that effort to them, and then they're going to give it back and they're going to want to be a part of it and they're going to want to see you succeed. And like that's going to also start to bring you into that new phase, that new evolution of your culture where you start really developing your pride in your team, where your WhatsApp group is really going off and guys are really starting to take it seriously. But it starts with you investing in them, right? Which it sounds like you're doing, and then they're going to give back to you, and then you start investing in them again. It works both ways, right? That energy needs to be equilibrium. And I would even say like you need to just go up. Like for me, I just pour everything in my team, right? So like, and they're going to give back. Like now when my guys do, very poorly on site or something, like my guys have gotten to the point where they message me and they're like, "Dude, I'm sorry. Like I know it wasn't the site, it was me. Like I promise I'm going to come in tomorrow." I didn't ask them for an apology, but that's just kind of the culture we've built now because I invest so much in them, right? So when you will get it, like you need to get this down. And it's going to be a 2-week thing, right? So you got to be checking in with them, updating them on how far you guys are, and then you got to do the math, dude. Okay, you heard me say this before on the phone, and it applies to this as well. So you're trying to get to 100 sales. So do you know how many? So if you figure, look, 100, not even everyone's working 6 days, right? You got some guys working 5 days. You got some guys working 6 days. Okay, so you need a total of about, if we're going to play it safe, you're going to need 17 sales a day across 5 people.
Yeah.
Okay, 17 sales a day across 5 people. Have you done this math yet?
No, not properly.
Okay, you need to do this, man, because this is how you're going to keep them updated every single day because they need to see something. All right, 17 sales per day, okay, divided by 5 people. That means every day you need to stress to people they need to be doing a 3 average, okay? And look, maybe right now you guys I don't know how young your new guys are, but maybe you can't do this Monday. But, like, you need to have a serious sit-down with these numbers and look at them and say, I need all of my guys doing 3 a day. Okay, 3 a day. I need 17 sales across 5 people. Okay, now if you figure, like, what would you say, 1 out of 4 people that you guys stop? How many of those sales? If you're going to do a low conservative, I would say you convert maybe 1 out of every 4 stops is a sale. All right.
Yeah.
So you need 100 total sales. We're going to say 4 of those. You get 1. That means over the week, you need to stop 400 people. All right. 400 people you need to stop. That needs to be your number for stopping, not closing, for stopping. And you divide that by 6. That means you guys need to be stopping 66 people a day. All right. 66 people a day across the team. Stop, present. Who are you with? How long you been with them? All right, what's your discount? All right, 66 of that a day across the team. All right, and then that means that everybody needs to be doing 13 stops individually per day in order to hit 66. 13 stops a day. All right, I mean, dude, that these numbers, when you start breaking it down like this per day, they become very easy. You start to understand like it actually really isn't that much. Right, so if you figure you're in the field 7 hours a day, right? That's even lowballing it. More than that, really. If you're getting there at 9, you're staying till 6, right? If you're in the field 7 hours a day, how many stops do you need to make an hour? Do 2 to 3 stops. Like that's totally achievable. 2 to 3 stops an hour, right? Over the course of 7 hours, and then everyone will hit 13 stops a day, 66 across the team. All right, and then you're on target for 400 stops in the week, and then you're on target for 100 sales. 3 a day. 3 a day needs to be your number. You need to get everyone on 3. All right, and now of course the big guys like Calvin, or you might go out, you might do 4 or 5. All right, so yeah, so like the big guys are gonna have to carry the slack. How many are you guys doing per day right now?
We're struggling to hit 15. I'm trying to hit 15 a day at the moment. We're not really getting that. We're hitting like between 10 and 13.
10 and 13. Okay. How many sites do you guys have a week, like across the company?
8.
8 sites a week. All right. So, like, have you told your director and the other BCs, like, are they on your side? How are they with you getting to BC?
Yeah, 100%. They're backing me. Although the Evolution is going through a whole bunch of stuff right at the moment because there's an expansion going on into another campaign. They're trying to grow another. So there's 3 campaigns going on at the moment, kind of. One of them's just starting out. Yeah. So the focus has been kind of shifted away a bit from Melinda.
Here's what I would say, dude. Also, like, if you decide to start this, so you hit 97 last week, you said? 92. So here's what I would say, man. Like, first of all, you need to do these numbers. You got to have them down. But then, like, before you go in Monday, maybe even when you decide to do this on like, let's say you decide to do it this Monday, Sunday, let's say you round up the troops, you get that WhatsApp message in there, you explain to them why you want to do it, how it's going to help them. And then you just put out the targets, 3 average a day, guys, 13 stops a day. That's 2 to 3 stops an hour. And we can all do that. All right. That's going to get us 100. Now, in addition to that, here's what I would say, and this is something that my director did in the main group chat. Like my guys were all backing me, like people that weren't on my team. Like my marketing director, I told him, I'm like, dude, I am all in on this BC. I want to get there. Like, don't be afraid to tell your marketing director also, like, hey, dude, could you give me a shout out on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, like when you're running through the setups for the day, just to say something quickly, or even better, in the morning huddle, like when you guys are at the office, just mention like, hey, just have them say something like, hey, so today's the day, Peter, his team, like they're gonna hit the fucking like BC this week.
We had that right out the other day when we were going for it, and we didn't hit it. But yeah, 100% that makes a huge difference. So
yeah, you need to do it again. You need to use all sources. You need to get everybody on your team. What's your team name?
Harrison Co.
Harrison Co.
Yeah.
God damn, this sounds like a rich Jewish man, like a Jewish law firm or something. Okay, I like it. Okay, so look, yeah, you need to get everybody, all troops on board. Your guys, use the other tools in the office, and then just in the face of your WhatsApp group, everybody, like, you need to be putting these numbers up, guys. We need the 3 average. Okay, push yourself, check in on them, and like you need to have Calvin. Calvin needs to be a part of that.
Yeah, 100%.
Calvin needs to be a part of that as well. And you know, you need to also explain to him like, dude, like you're the next in line. Okay, so like when I do this, when I get up here on this and I make it to BC, you're the next up. We're gonna. Does he have a team yet? Does he have guys?
He just, I think the guy we lost was the guy on his team, so I'm not sure he does anymore. But he's pushing so hard at the moment. It's a matter of time before he gets some recruitment.
Okay, good. So he can just focus on sales for now for the next 2-3 weeks, which is good for you because if he's your big guy, you know, if he's your horse, then just ride him the next 2 weeks. Just focus on sales. The other thing I would say is this, man. You know, I'm not like obviously there's some sites that are juicier than others. I would say like if you show your director how serious you are about this, which it sounds like you are. If you throw him on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, you're like, man, look, we're on 45 sales. Okay, we are on target for 100 this week. We got 3-4 more days to go. I got all my guys working. Like here's how much we have left to go. We still got to get 55 more sales or whatever. You know, do you like ask them, dude, can we put them on? I need to put my guys on a juicy site. I need to put my guys here. Okay, they're not going to say no. You know, and I don't think the other BCs in that company are going to be too bothered with you getting some of the cake as well, especially if you're on target.
It's just that fucking great. You make real good points, mate.
Yeah. So you know that's what I would say. Ask, get attention, keep everything posted in the group, keep everything tight, start building the culture and like the culture and brand stuff will build itself as you start to really obsess over your team. Like the brand, everything that'll start to build itself. People will be like, "Fuck, man, we're a part of something. We got a target. Like we're getting shout outs in the morning group. You know, the director's saying stuff in the WhatsApp. We're getting constant here on the WhatsApp, constant here in the personal chat about where we are. We're in line. Like my leader's checking in on me. Like this is cool. Like this is awesome. You know, and then you're gonna start to build that pride, and then you know you're gonna start to distinguish yourself as a team in the office, and then you know, like all that hard work's gonna kind of pay itself off, right? So then. If you want to do it, I would say do it Sunday. And here's the thing. You got 5 people on your team. Okay, so how many sales, like you doing 13? What are the lowest numbers we're talking? Are guys doing 1s and 2s?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what's your newest? Who are the newest guys? How long have they been working?
So we just got it going last week. So he's only done 3 days so far. He's in the rest of the week this week.
Yeah.
And then we got another guy who's also quite new, and he's also got uni. He's one of the young guys that aren't coming between uni and this, so I don't know. Not putting too much sort of weight on him, to be honest, because his mind's elsewhere. So fortunately, there's 2 guys on the team that are kind of, well, no, one guy is actually looking quite good. He's committed to it. He's in full time.
Yeah.
But then there's that who's not committed to the business, unfortunately. So. I'm not sure how I'm going to handle that, whether or not I try to influence him to drop uni or see, I don't know.
And then are there any new starts coming in the office in the next week or 2?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm not sure which ones are coming my way, but they'll almost certainly be 1 or 2.
Okay. So see if you, and here's another tip, like aside from asking the director, getting them on your team, getting the BCs to back you, getting the rest of the office to back you, asking for the juicy sites, see if you can get the pick of the crop, you know, the recruits that are coming in, like ask for the best ones. You look at them, like who seems the most stable, who has fundraising experience. You want to get the fundraising guys, dude. The fundraising guys are the monsters. They're the ones that are going to be, you know, not scared to stop, handle rejection. The only thing you got to worry about with them is just like getting them quality, just toning them down a little bit, just shutting off all that fundraising, you know, extravagant, all that extra shit that fundraisers like we do. So like just trimming them down, but like don't be afraid to just say, hey, I want this guy. Do you think I can get this guy? I want him on my team. Okay, he's ready to go. He seems switched on, and see if you can, you know, just muscle your way in there. Dude. There's no way your directors are not going to back you on getting here, especially if you show that you want it. They're going to give you the opportunities, you know, and that's the biggest. That's a huge benefit of working in these marketing companies is that they will make way as long as you put your desire out there and you want to go for it and you take it seriously. they will move out of the way, and your people, the leaders around you, will make it happen for you. They'll help you, all right? That you won't go against too much weight. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, anything you want to ask me other than all of that? I mean, that's pretty much it for me. That starts with the decision. It starts getting everyone on board. It starts with setting a goal. That way, everybody has something to work forward to.
100%. That's helped a lot. Another thing I would ask is, I'm getting a lot of new starts that don't really have any experience. So they're not really fundraisers. What are you focusing on when you're training you guys?
Systems, man. Systems. Okay, so I'm training. So okay, so when I train a new star, I just had one today actually. She hasn't done there's her third day. She's not even on my team, but I just have them send me. I have my office send me other BC's new starts because I just know how to train them. Okay, so you have to really give me an example of a new start you have right now or recently had.
So we're gonna go for South Africa. His name's Liam.
Yeah.
He's never even had any work experience because you don't work while you're in high school in South Africa.
Yeah.
He's 18, dude. He looks quite old. He's not doing anything else. He's in full time.
Yeah.
He's doing quite well. He's getting out of his comfort zone slowly.
Yeah. Okay. So what's his biggest issue?
His work ethic could get better. He doesn't. I don't think he really believes in himself too much. So he needs to get more focused about it. He needs to make it happen.
How old is he?
18.
Okay, yeah, dude. So look, with the young guys, the main thing you're gonna have to worry about, okay, so there's gonna be a few things with this kind of a guy. All right. So it's a little different if they don't have work experience. It can be good and it could be bad, right? It just depends how you play it. But for somebody like that, 18, dude, not motivated, no work experience, probably smoking pot, just chilling around mom's house, he probably doesn't even need to work, to be honest with you, if he doesn't want to. But here's what I'd say for those guys. How can you paint a picture into his mind of something outside of what you're doing now? How is this going to relate to his outside work ethic? How is this going to relate to him as a young man outside of just doing direct sales, this kind of work? How important is selling? You need to somehow put it in his mind, and this is not like the tech. I'll get into the technical stuff, like tips you can do in the field, but just talking about personal mindset and development. What I like to do, so especially you have to explain to him dude, what do you want? Ask him what he wants out of life. What do you want to do? Okay, anything that he says, I promise you, it's going to require persuasion and it's going to require sales. It's going to require being able to sell. I don't care what it is, if it's a girl, if it's trying to express your opinion, if he wants to be a fucking DJ, if he's on social media and he's trying to do something online, anything that kid that we want to do is going to require the ability to explain yourself to somebody else and explain why anyone should care and then get them to get on board with you. All right, so you need to somehow relate to him listen, man, you're young and this is awesome. You have the perfect opportunity. I wouldn't want to train anybody else other than you. And the reason being is because right now, while you're young, nobody's put a lot of bullshit in your head. Your dreams, your future, all that stuff is still so big and bright in his mind going forward because he's so young. And then you need to capitalize on that. The work, you can do anything you want to do, man. And I promise you, this work that you're going to do now is going to translate in other areas, in every other area of your life. That's going to help you. You're going to be a more confident speaker. You're going to be able to approach people with professionalism, with sternness. You're going to be able to sell yourself. You're going to be able to get what you want. And what do you know what he wants to do with his life at this point, or is he just kind of lost?
Yeah, 100%. That's really good.
Yeah. You have to ask questions, dude. Yeah. Out of the new starts, just ask them questions, man. That every new start I've had, I always just ask them loads of questions, and then I always try to tie in, how is this going to help you? Right?
Yeah.
How is the ability of sales going to help you? And then tell them something from your own life. Relate it back to your own life. Because you're not that much older than him, are you? How old are you?
20%.
Yeah. So, dude, you weren't too long ago in his shoes. Okay. And then in the other thing, in terms of technical things, all right. So, how do you usually run a new start on a watching day? Or let's say it's his second, third day. How do you usually structure the day if it's just you and him?
If it's just me and him, we'll focusing on his stops. To be honest, I've been just giving him techniques to stops, make sure he's having a good time and the spirits are high on the site. As soon as he stops someone, I'll let him know as well beforehand. I'll be like, look, man, all you're doing here is just stopping and getting as far into your pitch as you can. Never stress because I've got your back no matter what. And then have his back whenever he's stopping a customer.
Yeah.
Let go as far as he can, and then as soon as he needs, hop in and start close sale for him.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much the same thing that we all do down here. Have you ever tried doing the opposite?
What do you mean?
How about you stop them, right? Especially, this is going to be great, especially for the people that are just like, they're very shy, they're scared to get, the biggest problem with them is that they like really, you get people that have great, tremendous product knowledge, they can retain information, they can recite, they can do the supply sheet, they can do the calculation, but they just cannot fucking stop anybody, all right? All right, so why don't you stop people, you bring them back to the stand. Hey, real quick, just let me get your brochure to get you out of here. I know you're busy, just let me show you something real quick, sir. Which one are you with? And then start walking back to the podium, all right? And then you have them do the pitch. You have them do the close.
Yeah.
How would that look? How would you do that?
I don't know. I mean, would you tell him? You could almost play the whole, look, it's his first day. Do you reckon you could give it a go card?
Dude, do it, man. I do that all the time. Like.
Yeah, I definitely do that, but I never stop for them. That's one thing I've never done.
Yeah, try it, dude. Try it. We just recently started doing that down here, and it's been working very well. It's awkward at first to try to find the transition onto them, but you bring them over, and then you just have them pitch them. So, like, as you're walking over there, have them ask, oh, yeah, sorry, sir, ma'am, which one were you with? Was it AGL? How long did you say you've been with them? I don't know. Oh, yeah, but if you did know, how long would you say? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? Okay, great. And then just teach them the questions like you've already done. Have them go through it, and then try to close them. Because here's the biggest problem with new starts. What are they always afraid to do more than the stop? What are they most hesitant and most afraid to do?
Close.
Yeah, they don't ever ask for the fucking ID, right? Immediately, their supply sheet, like, oh yeah, so everything stays the same. Energex still supplies your house. The only thing we're going to do is change the logo on the bill. And then they're like, shit. And then they go back and try to re-explain everything they've already said. Yeah, so basically, like I was saying, we just save you money. And they're just kind of like just recovering everything they've said. And they're just talking and talking. And the customer is just sitting there like, yeah, dude. So, and you're going to find that even if they can stop people, like it's better to train them on the close rather than it is on the stop. I think it's more important if they're awesome closers, but they're shit stoppers. Because you can always work on the stop, man. Like the stop will come. There's kind of a lot of it's just luck, right? And just the willingness and numbers to just go through it and the grind. But if you can teach them how to close and they feel confident like doing that, they're gonna think about this. If you're a new start and let's say you do it the way we usually do it, and like you stop someone, you get stuck, and then your leader comes over and closes them. Do you really feel confident in your ability to do it? Like to close someone? Do you feel confident that you even made that sale? The whole time you're thinking like, shit, I need rescue. I need somebody to do this for me. Even if you stopped them and even if your team leader's like, oh, good job, man, you brought him over. That's your sale. Cha-ching, like you made some money. In your mind, you're thinking like, I didn't fucking do anything, dude. But on the other hand, if you have them, right? If you stop them and then you have them come back and you have them go over the price, you have them quote them a kilowatt, you have them close on the supply sheet, and they actually close them, they're going to be like, holy fuck, man, like I really did it. Like I did it. Or if they trip up, man, like it's much harder to train someone on the close than it is on the stop. Would you agree?
Yeah. 100%.
Right? So if you get them early on able to close on the supply sheet and they didn't stop, they're going to have so much more confidence knowing that they closed that they're going to be able to stop.
Yeah, that's really good, actually. Yeah.
So I would try that, man. Do the exact opposite of what you've been doing in terms of that, and see how that works. Let me know. It's been working for me. And then in terms of like just day-to-day stuff, for me when I'm closing someone in front of a new start, I'll literally like have them come stand next to me and I'll just tell the customer, dude, I'm like, hey, this is my new guy. He's just going to watch me go over everything, and I'll just literally walk through everything. And I'm like, yep. So we put in their unit. We put in their street number first just because the system's a little weird. Then we pick the unit, and then, yep, we go down here. We select this. And then, oh, yeah, sir, your ID again. Sorry. And then, yep, this is where we put the concession card. I'll literally go through all of that with them. And then the last thing I'd say is this. You got to have a step-by-step process for them, man. Like, you have to have a step-by-step. Like, phase 1, what are they doing and why? What are they getting out of phase 1? Phase 2, what are they doing and why? What are they getting out of phase 2? Phase 3, what are they doing? Why are they doing it? And then close. And it needs to be 2 minutes. Nothing longer than that. And it needs to be very basic. Teach them a hook line that they know that's very basic. Tell them not to copy the shit you say, because you're more in control of the customer than they will be in the beginning, right? So do you have a step-by-step process that you put them through?
Do you mean for the pitch?
Yeah, from demonstration, the qualifying questions, all the way to close. Like, do you have a step-by-step phase for them?
No, not really, actually.
You need to get that, dude. Okay, step 1, here's how I do it. And it's very simple. Step 1, okay? So I do step 1, you need to find out, right? So this is how I would do it. Step 1, all right, you stop them, you find out who they're with, okay? And then you're going to find out if they have a discount. It's very basic, okay? And then, like, they have the iPad in their hands. Sir, who are you with? Origin, great. Do you know if you have a discount? No, I don't know. How long have you been with them? 3 years. Okay, great. When's the last time you spoke to them? I don't know. Was it more than a year ago, sir? All right. Yeah, I think so. We haven't spoken to them in like 3 years since we moved in. Awesome. So you're not going to have a discount, right? And then here's what they're going to show them. Here's Mozo. Yeah, because they only do 1 year contracts, so your discount would have expired. It's actually invalid now. But here's the good news, sir. There's no exit fees. There's no lock-in contract. Show them that on Mozo. And I'm like, step 1, show them that they have no lock-in contract. Why? Because it's going to affirm in their head that they're not stuck. And then also show them that their discount has expired. Done with Mozo. Step 1's complete. Step 2, yep, but there's no lock-in contract. That's fine. Step 2, we need to quote them a price, right? So now we just took away all doubt, all objection of what if I switch? Is there any fees? And I don't have a discount, so I don't really need to think about anything. And then we go into step 2. All right, price. Sir, how much is your bill? $300. Okay, well, quote them a price. So this is how much we'll save you. We'll drop you down to 21 cents an hour. So we're going to save you $50 a quarter. I know it's not a lot of money, but it is $200 going forward for a year that we give you the discount. All right. So step 2 is done. You quoted them a price. Step 3, supply sheet. Immediately after that, we save you $200 a year, sir. I know it's not a lot of money, but you wouldn't be mad at me if I saved you $200, would you, sir? What would you do if I gave you $200 right now, sir? I don't know. But if you did know, what would you do? Go get a massage. Excellent, sir. By the way, sir, step 3. Have you heard of Osgrid? Blah, 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 blah. Yep. Have you heard of Energex? Oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Teach them how to do the supply card, and then they're going to close on the supply. All right. And then you have to teach them a hook line, because what's going to happen is after they go through step 3, yep, your energy bill will stay the same. Your supply will stay the same. Here's the hook line I give my new starts. Okay. And if you don't give it to them, they're just going to get awkward and they're going to get stuck and they're going to fuck the entire thing up, and they wasted everyone's time. All right. So, yep, the energy stays the same, right? Sir, everybody today that we've signed up, Jones Theory, sir, everybody today that we've signed up has said that as long as the bill is cheaper, the energy stays the same, there's no lock-in contract, why not give it a shot? Do you have your ID on you? Bam, close. Okay? And then if they object it, you can handle it from there, or then you need to start teaching them objection handles. Okay, but that is a step-by-step process, and what I do is I'll run them through step 1 until they perfect it, and then at the end of every time I'm like, okay, why are we doing step 1? What information do you need to know? You need to find out obviously who they're with, but what are the 2 main problems you're trying to solve? 1, you're just showing them that they're not in a contract. You're showing them there's no exit fees. 2, you're showing them that they do not have a discount because they only last for 1 year. That's what you're trying to solve. Ask them that question. What are you solving in step 1? And that's going to help them remember it. So when they get lost in the conversation, they can go back to, okay, I need to show him no lock-in contract, and I need to show him that he has no discount. And then step 2, you're quoting him a price. All right, you don't really need to ask him any questions about this, but just give him some little tips to say, this is how you do the math. This is how you take it off. You'd be surprised how many people can't do basic fucking decimals and percents, dude. Okay, so teach them the math. All right, and then step 3, supply sheet. Why are you showing them this? What's important about it? We just want to show them that that it's very convenient, that everything stays the same. It's like shopping at, it's like You go to Caltech or you go to Shell to fill up your petrol. If it's $1.85 a liter at Shell and it's $1.80 at Caltech, you're gonna go to Caltech, sir. But the oil all stays the same. It's all coming from Saudi Arabia. It's the same thing with your energy supplier, sir. And then the hook line, dude. The hook line's the most important thing. You have to teach your new starts a hook line. All right.
Yeah.
Because if they don't have anything to close on momentum when the energy's high and the customer's agreeing with them, what they're gonna do is the moment's gonna go sour. All right. So everything stays the same. Everyone we've signed up today said as long as the bill's cheaper, the energy stays the same. There's no lock-in contract. Why not give it a shot, sir? Do you have your ID on you? Immediately after, is that a Miss or a Mrs.? Are you a Mr. or a doctor, sir? Do you have your ID on you? What's your address? And you need to teach them to say that over to you. And that's going to be the hardest part, I promise you. Step 3, asking for the ID, memorizing a hook line, is going to be the hardest part for the new starts because it's going to be so uncomfortable. You have to drill it in their head. All right?
Well, thank you so much for that, man, honestly.
Yeah. So you need to keep those, okay? You need to come up with the step system. I don't know if it's the same thing up there in terms of like, I think it's all roughly the same. The supply sheet. You should be closing on the supply sheet, and you need to make a step system for each phase, and you need to ask them why they're doing it.
Yeah.
All right.
100%.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. No, man, that's a lot, man, honestly. I'm going to go through that again. Definitely apply that system and that team culture thing.
Yeah.
All those points I got from that are really good, 100%. So I'm going to be definitely setting a personal goal for Sunday to have everything set up so that I can launch it to the next week.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%, dude. Let me know how it is. Message me if you have any questions or if you forgot anything, and I'll send you over some stuff.
Cool,
Okay.
man. Really appreciate that. Thank you so
dude.
much.
Dude, anytime, man.
China, man, let me know.
Yeah, dude. I'll be leaving in maybe November. I'm leaving over there, so I just have to get some last minute paperwork, and then I should have my visa. Sweet. I'm excited, man. I'm excited, but
Oh, man. You're gonna fucking love it.
yeah, dude. Thank you guys. I can't thank you guys enough, man, for you and Igor for helping me out with that. So,
That's all good, man. It's honestly it's an absolute experience. Would recommend out of 100. Ridiculous.
dude, I know. I'm so excited, man. Goddamn, I'm so excited. I can't stop thinking about it.
I'll send you some contacts or something so you can get some cheap beers and tables and stuff.
Yeah. Hey, are they sending you to Chinese areas over there in